Welcome to the WangHiro podcast, where we answer Malaysians' burning questions about personal finance with fact-based answers.
Financial planners are supposed to be an unbiased voice that helps us plan our financial future. Since they don't represent any company, they should recommend us products that makes most sense, not ones that they make most money from. At least this is true in theory. Welcome back to the WangHiro podcast, where we talk about the personal finance issues and help you make better financial decisions. Today, we look at an interesting case of one Redditor who is beginning to have some doubts about the financial planner they hired and give us suggestions on what to do in this case. So the thread reads, I'm having mixed feelings with my financial planner. After a few months of studying investing, I always feel somewhat uncertain about following my financial planner's advice. When I first met my financial planner, I didn't know anything about investments, so she recommended investing in public mutual fund since she's also a PM agent. I started my investing journey with her in 2020. Recently, I had a discussion with her about my investments, and she mentioned that in the asset accumulation phase, suggesting that I continue using PM to accumulate assets. This is where I started having mixed feelings. On one side, I'm trying to believe in her, but on the other side, I find her approach somewhat questionable. I'm aware that the fees in PM are very high, including sales charge, management fees, withdrawal fees, etc. Furthermore, the returns have not been good enough to cover these expenses. I've been investing monthly since 2020 and the returns are still negative. When she talks about asset accumulation, I wonder why I couldn't simply accumulate ETFs like VOO or VTI, which have annual fees as low as 0.03%. I asked her about this too, and she mentioned that my total investment amount is too low to invest in ETFs like VOO, and I will only see minimal returns in the long term. I'm considering ending my relationship with my financial planner because I feel like I'm essentially feeding her fees without making significant returns. Currently, I'm planning to invest 100% in ETFs like VT, VOO, or VTI through Rakuten Trade or Mumu, which I believe is a better way to maximize my investment journey. I will appreciate your opinions on what I should do and how to discontinue my association with the PM agent. Every time I try to withdraw from her, she provides convincing reasons which add to my mixed feelings. Thank you all for reading this post and providing advice. So, John, what do you think about this?
I'll sum it up in one sentence. When you are being introduced to only one wealth product by a financial planner that's licensed to do a variety of products, it's a disaster waiting to happen. Okay, I let it sink in. The role of a financial planner is to be unbiased about the solutions he or she is proposing to the client. But when that planner is only suggesting one product as a financial product, it's not even an instrument, right? I think there is bound to be biasness that comes with it. Now, there's one nuance that I'm trying to give benefit of the doubt to the financial planner. If the financial planner is charging fees for this, then I think for this kind of work, then I think he or she may not be upholding his or her fiduciary duty well. But if the client is not paying him or her for fees and expecting him or her, this financial planner, to do all this planning for this Redditor, I don't think it's fair, because the financial planner also needs to feed himself or herself. So again, I'm just trying to be fair to both sides, because I don't know the nuance, whether when he mentioned financial planner, right, he did not mention, he or she, this Redditor did not mention whether he is paying fees for him or her. So if he or her, this financial planner, is being compensated fees to do a complete financial plan and to propose certain solutions to achieve certain financial objectives of this client, then I don't think it's fair to only introduce one product.
Because I mean, is that even legal though, to, like, if your financial planner also be a PM agent? Is that something that is common?
It's completely legal. It's completely legal.
Oh,
the problem is this: you should not be tied to only one.
Oh, okay. So you can be an agent of multiple products.
Correct. The moment you are licensed by Securities Commission or Bank Negara to be a financial planner or an FA, financial advisor, you technically cannot just introduce one product or one from one company, because technically you have to give the comparison to all your clients to say, hey, these are the maybe 3 solutions that I can think of. These are the pros and cons for A, pros and cons for B, pros and cons for C. You do the comparison. You let the clients decide. Because the moment you only introduce one, you're already biased, because it's the way you're compensated. You see? Yeah. So as a financial planner, you have to be above that. You have to be higher than that product.
It's also because like a lot of people like me, I don't know what I should expect from a financial planner, right? So when they tell you, okay, maybe this is how it is, and if it's the first time you engage in a financial planner, that you might think it's true.
Yeah,
right.
And because of that, Louis, I'm going to share a personal story that while I was an insurance agent, I was not yet a financial planner back then, right? Way back 2016. Okay, I was a part-time insurance planner. The struggle is a lot of people call them. Okay, he says 2 nuances. One is the moment they get a unit trust agent license or a insurance agent's license, they call themselves financial planner. That's actually illegal. You're not. Because you're tied to one, you're only tied to one agency.
Okay. So
right,
to be clear, the unit trust agent cannot be a financial planner, is it?
Unless he or she elevates himself to get a CFP, RFP, get licensed by SC, and you can distribute multiple products, and you're tied to a financial advisory firm, only then you can call yourself a financial planner.
Oh,
so let's say you're just a public mutual unit trust agent, you are not a financial planner.
Right. So now I'm a bit like suspicious if this person is a financial planner now.
I don't know, because we don't know.
Because there's only one product.
Yeah.
We're not sure if they are actually certified or anything like that. We're not sure.
So
maybe there's one thing we should look out for, right? When actually consulting a financial planner.
That's right. The first thing a financial planner should do, even before products or whatsoever, is to actually do a financial plan. That usually takes like, if you do it diligently, you should do a fact-find exercise. You should actually take up about 2 weeks of your time, because you have to prepare the report, calculate your ratios, look at your cash flow, look at your debts, look at your liabilities, look at your income-generating asset, all that kind of thing. It's a lot of work. Trust me, I've done it. It's a lot of work, right? And I've done it for a few guys. One of it was a couple with kids. The kid was very young, 1 year old. So about 19 years, which is good because you have time to compound money for their university education, right? So if the moment someone claims to be a financial planner but does not do fact-finding, that means fact-finding means sit down and ask you like questions. That fact-finding, if it's less than 15 minutes, I don't think it's a fact-find. They've not done enough work. Fact-find is easily an hours of work. So you can use a benchmark, right? So it covers things like, do you have an insurance plan? What kind of coverage do you have? So he or she has to look through the insurance plan. Okay, then he has to say, okay, what kind of income generating assets do you have? Do you have properties? Do you have a unit trust account? Do you have like stocks? Do you have whatever property for rental? And then tabulate all that, So you can imagine.
How about this asset accumulation phase? Is that a part of the?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
and it boils down to the financial planner looking at cash flow also. The person's cash flow, because he or she may be right, but I would counter that argument with a very simple thing. You can buy fractional shares. So yes, let's say this person is this Redditor is contributing, let's say 100 ringgit a month, right? Which if you buy a VOO or VTO, right? VTI, sorry. Let's see how much is a VOO today. A VOO share price. He or she may have some logic, but okay, it's $414 US, right? So you can't afford to buy one full share of VOO today, but you can actually buy fractional shares.
You can buy 0.1. Rakuten or Mumu, like she suggested, or is there specific platforms?
There are specific platforms like interactive brokers, which we talk about extensively in our ETF compounded course, because I think the fear of a lot of people is, one, they don't understand international markets. They've never bought or sold stocks on an international broker before. Actually, if you're so used to the Malaysian broker, when you come to the international broker, I can tell you the UI UX is like 10 times better. Okay, trust me on that, right?
So friendly, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. So the counter argument for me is that yes, while you may not be able to buy one full share because $414, you multiply that by 5 lah, make it easy maths, it's 2,000. But it's the same thing for unit trust. Unit trust, you want to buy unit trust, minimum investment is 1,000. So if you've got 3 unit trusts, it's already 3,000. So that argument doesn't hold water anymore. And then I counter the second time is you can buy fractional shares. That means you can buy 0.1 or 0.5 of a VOO or VTI or even QQQ, which we talk about it extensively in our course, in the ETF compounder. So I don't think that argument holds water. Yeah. So back to my point about the fact finding, right? The fact finding. If he or she is a licensed financial planner, the fact-finding session alone should be a 2 to 3 hour thing. But if you are doing a 15-minute fact-finding, very likely it's just a product.
They ask you to fill in a survey and call it a day. That's what I usually encounter. They'll ask you to fill in a form. I don't think they look at it. They'll just look at your income. They'll look at your like certain qualifying factors. That okay, this is okay. They sell you this much unit trust.
And this is where
that happened to me many times.
I'm very sure. And I'm going to make it real, Louis. I'm going to make it real. When I was an insurance agent, I had a prospect. He just graduated, 26 years old, single, not married yet, okay? He was earning a gross salary of, I think, 5.5, okay? So net probably about 4.5, okay? 4.5, okay? So he did not have any car loans, did not have any mortgage loans. This insurance planner, another insurance planner who has a CFP, right? Full-fledged CFP, approached, it was a lady, approached him, I don't know her, and he said that, okay, let's do a fact-finding thing for her. Do it. Next thing you know, so let's look at the numbers, Louis. He has a net of 4.5, okay, income. His expenditure is 2K a month.
Okay.
So you got 2.5, right? No, his expenditure is 3K a month, sorry. 3K a month, he has net of 4.5 coming in. So he has a balance of 1,005 lah, okay? Not married, doesn't have kids, doesn't have a home yet, not paying for car, okay? So he didn't have an insurance plan. So this lady was from an insurance agency as well. And she said, hey, I'll get you a medical card for 500 ringgit. And you should start a wealth plan, wealth product for 1,000 ringgit a month.
Wow.
I have screenshots and evidence of that. I was like, I was floored. Because for me,
that's nuts though.
That's not financial planning.
No. I mean,
and this product is a lock-in period of 20 years.
Wow, that's crazy though to recommend.
Crazy. And this is real life.
It's such a tight.
When I explained this to my client, he was shocked beyond. He wanted to cancel the policy straight away. It was an endowment policy, okay, and there was a penalty. And he found out all the loss aversion, all that kind of thing came in. So I'm like, so in the end, I didn't secure the client because I think the agent or the so-called CFP, which I despise, was like slow talking him and like, oh, you lose how much or whatever. But for me, it's bordering daylight robbery. Because you just imagine, as a fiduciary, your fiduciary responsibility, this guy doesn't have a house yet. So he has to save up some money for the house. He's not married yet. He's about to get married in 2 years. So when you have 1,000 ringgit locked up in this plan, which is like 20 years, can you imagine? Maybe she thinks that, oh, he may get an increment, so the base increment is going to pay off for all that kind of. So for me, it was ridiculous. It was really ridiculous.
I mean, common sense even should tell you not to do that, right?
But there are people like that in this world, and I think not many people talk about it enough, because they are afraid of the flag it's going to get. I'm not afraid of the flag. Because for me, if you want to be truthful to your client, you please be upfront about it. And this is definitely not. And when I read this, and when you were like, sharing this with me to prepare for today's episode, I was like reminiscing that incident again. There's too many people like that.
Yeah. So I mean, if someone like me, I've never engaged in a financial planner before, what should we look for? So we talked about they need to be licensed at least, and they shouldn't be like tied to just one company, right?
Correct. So
That's
first thing you ask them is like, okay, are you a licensed financial planner? There's only about 1,000 in Malaysia, okay? 1,300. And out of that, probably 30-40% are not practicing because they're other bank officers selling a product. But they want them. Okay. So real fee-based, fee only very few. Fee-based, I think also quite a rarity. So what they should do is actually do a financial planning report, a holistic financial planning report. That actually takes 2 weeks, but you have to pay them. So this is where I have to side with the financial planners. A lot of clients are not willing to pay. Free advice. Because why? They've been spoiled by the market. Insurance agent who calls themselves financial planner, they say, oh, I'll give you all this free advice. Okay. But that free advice, there's no such thing as free lunch.
You're the lunch.
You have to pay. don't go for lunch fast. You have to pay the financial planner because he or she is spending man hours to actually build that fact-finding report for you. So pay, right? It's somewhere in the range of 3,000 to 4,000 ringgit, depending how complex your financial plan needs to be, okay? So only once you have that, then you talk about the options for covering your estate planning, covering your investments, and also covering your insurance. That's why you need to sign, Technically, Louis, once you, before you start on any plan, you have to sign on the agreed plan to go forward. So you need acknowledgement from the client. So I don't know in this Redditor's case whether that has happened. That means you're just giving like verbal advice, whatsoever, right? And it's not signed. I highly doubt that person is a financial planner.
Right. Got it.
Yeah. So first and foremost, fact finding, usually 2 to 3 hours. Then financial planning report, usually it takes, unless they have a very good template, usually takes about 1 to 2 weeks to prepare. Okay, you have to calculate all the ratios, and then this person also, the financial planner also has to do other work. And then the third thing is the moment the options are presented, if you start seeing singular product, that means everything from one insurance from one company, wealth product or unit trust also from one company, something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong. Okay, all right. So it has to, yeah.
So scary though. I mean, because like I'm not the right client for financial planners, but I think that a lot of people, especially young people just coming out to work, they might engage in that. I think that's a few very good flags to look out for. So what if like in this Redditor's case, right, you already have one and you want to like just discontinue? It's not that easy, right? So if you try to just say, hey, I want to stop, of course they will, give you another pitch.
No, you definitely give you another pitch, but actually you can end it well. And think of it as the way you put it can be like this, isn't it? So, thank you very much for your service. I would thank you so much for all this, the journey that you have brought me till where I am today. I would like to be more responsible for my finances from now on. And I'm very sure you have my best interest at heart. Because the moment you put that out, right, I don't know if the so-called financial planner or the agent starts like rambling on or whatever. No, I have your best interest, whatever. Yeah, but then, so he said, and wish me well. So here's what I would like to do. I like to take responsibility of my own finances. Can you teach me how to do it? So if he or she, this financial planner that the Redditor has engaged, giving you some lowball advice or giving you all sorts of excuses, I don't think you should be courteous already, because you have already extended your courtesy. It's very simple. Right?
So try your best to say something nice, and then if they persist, cold cut it off.
Yeah. Hey, you are actually in control. Like if you are a public mutual client, you can actually go to PMO, Public Mutual Online. You create a login. You can actually sell your unit trust without even informing the unit trust agent.
Oh, interesting.
The day and age where you have to go through your agent to sell it, that for me is gone.
Bye.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. Hello. A lot of people, and I find it strange, Louis, since you asked the question. A lot of people don't know this because the agents have no interest to educate them about this.
Yeah, of course. If you're independent, then they have nothing to eat, for them.
Correct.
They want to teach you how to do it,
Correct. So again, here I'm going to state, I have nothing against unit trust. I used to be one. All right. But what you should be fair to the client is you lay all the cards on the table. Let the client decide.
At least like paint a full picture instead of only the one that you want them to see, right?
Correct.
So the last question will be, John, do we really even need a financial planner? Who needs one? Who doesn't need one?
Fair question. Yeah, fair question. For the inexperienced person, get your first personal finance report. Then at least you know where you are. You don't even have a roadmap right now, right? Because unless you are very savvy, you are autodidact. I just learned the word quite recently as well. Self-learner, all right? You will not be, you don't know what you don't know. But by you paying that 3,000 to 4,000 ringgit to a proper licensed financial planner, you know the framework. You know what is required. I mean, I was trained as a insurance agent first, a unit trust agent first, then insurance agent, and then I became I took my RFP exam. Then it all came to fruition. The framework and the structure is clear. So if you don't know that and you don't want to be an RFP or CFP, licensed financial planner, you get them to produce the report. Then you know exactly what you should be looking for. Once you have already paid that 3,000-4,000 ringgit, right? Think of it as like you're paying to get the tips how to plan your finances. Okay,
we just have like the setup, right?
Precisely. So if you're inexperienced, you don't know your way around things, you don't know what you don't know, please pay up. There are definitely good financial planners out there that will be able to help you do that. Okay. Now, next, you can take two choices. If you think that you can manage it on your own and then want to take full control of it, then with the framework in mind, you can just continue managing your own finances. But if you can't, and it's a good reason that you can't, that means you're either growing in your career or you're either growing in your business, that you don't have time to manage your own personal finance. The rich don't manage their own finance one, usually. They have people, but they have people to manage it for them. But they know exactly, roughly, not exactly, they know what is the philosophy, what's the trust level that these people have, and then they give it to them. But they already know, they have the foundation because they run their own business. Whereas for the guy who doesn't have the foundation, I really think that it's good to get a financial planner first, get your financial plan out. Then you decide as you go along the journey. Don't just get the report and do nothing. That's not a good thing also.
Yeah. I think that always like takes like two hands to clap, right? If you want to, have a very bright financial future, you have to take part in it. Don't just leave it all to your financial planner, even if you pay them to do that work.
Correct.
All right. So any last words, John?
Yeah, I think more importantly is this. There is ways that you can take full control of your finances, but you have to put in the work. Okay, but there are also ways that you don't want to put in the work, don't want to pay people money. That's where you get the results. So here, this is kudos to those financial planners that struggle to like be honest and to like provide professional advice, but then they're getting the wrong clients because they don't want to pay, they want to get free advice. So it works both ways, like what you said.
Both ways.
It works both ways. Yeah. So put in the effort, respect those that do their work professionally, and don't expect to get free advice, because free is never free. Free can be a very expensive advice.
Then you're the product, right?
Yeah, you are the product.
If you get the free lunch, you're the lunch.
Yeah, you are the lunch. Yeah.
Okay. So I hope that everyone. So we have to end this here now. I hope that everyone who's listening, if you are in this same position as this Redditor, you have a financial planner and they're giving you kind of questionable advice, you might want to think twice if you want to continue relationship. And there are good ways to end it. If they don't want to end it, right, you got to go cold turkey there. Yeah. So, and if you are still thinking about whether you need one, consider the advice that, the tips that John has given in this episode. So if you want more content around personal finance, make sure to follow our channel. And if you liked today's episode, then make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.